Back to school season is here, and while it comes with excitement, it may also bring anxiety. I spoke with Dr. Sarah Paper, a psychologist with Allina Health, about how you can talk to your kids about any concerns they may have about the start of the school year. Okay, Dr. Paper, thank you so much for having some time to talk with us about getting back to school and making sure our kids are ready. I'll start with our first question here. I think it's pretty normal for kids to have jitters when you're going back to school. There's some excitement, there's maybe a little bit of anxiety. How do we prepare our children this go around knowing what's ahead of them?
Yeah, this year is, last year was a really hard school year, and this year we're going in with, again, some uncertainty. And so kids are going to feel even more jittery and anxious than they did previous years. And so really engaging them in conversation, listening carefully in that conversation, asking questions, not making assumptions or projecting our own feelings. I think it can be easy to assume that kids are feeling a certain way, or that even that they know something. Like, a lot of kids don't know what to expect, but we might believe that they know. Like, I think of one kid I talked to who was starting kindergarten. He thought that maybe his parents were going to ride on the school bus with him. And so without asking him, like, what do you think your day's going to be like? Wouldn't have known that, hey, there's these assumptions that are wrong. There's these beliefs that could be corrected to avoid maybe some meltdowns, last minute meltdowns, when things don't go as they think it's going to.
And that might have been jarring for that kid to learn it maybe the morning of that
right,
mom and dad were not going to be on the bus. Having that conversation for sure. What about when it comes to being social, especially maybe for kids? Let's say your family moves, now you're the new kid in school. You don't have the same friends, same acquaintances, or even the teachers. How do we help kids not be maybe afraid about making friends or being social?
A lot of kids are feeling that, whether they're new, whether they feel new because they're coming in after a year where there was so much distance and not enough time really engaged to make friends. So some kids who feel like they should be prepared and should have friends already didn't get a chance to make friends last year, and other kids are coming in brand new. And that can be really scary. One thing I talk to kids about is reminding them of times when they didn't know kids before, whether it was a camp or first day of school of previous year. And then I ask them, how long did it take you to make a friend? And what did you do to make that friend? And sometimes that you can see the anxiety melt right off of them, and they're like, what, a day? And then you can remind them, so can you get through a hard day? Are you able to get through a hard, lonely day, one day, or even 1 week? And then they'll say, yeah. And then even coming up with a plan. Now, let's say it lasts a whole week. What can you do to get through that week? How can you make it go smoother? How can you look around for a new friend? Maybe you should be observing and looking to see who's a nice kid here, who's a kid that I'd have something in common with, and what can you go up and say to them to initiate that conversation?
For some kids, maybe it's less about the anxiety of a new school year and just the sadness about summer ending. I mean, parents, adults, everyone feels that summer coming to a close. So how can we could help kids get through those end of summer blues so that they're not so down about summer ending and school year starting?
Right. I think we feel that every summer at the end, and definitely this summer. I know for myself, I made the mistake of probably building up this summer to be way more than it could ever be, to try to make up for last summer and all the things I didn't get to do. And so one thing is trying to come up with a list with your kids. Like, we have a little bit of time left. What's a couple more things you want to do to enjoy the summer? And what are some things you know are going to happen in the school year that you can look forward to? Whether it's as simple as Italian dunkers or the day when they have cheese omelets and cinnamon rolls, if that's something you're going to look forward to, or playing dodgeball in the gym, or learning a new art skill in art, like helping them think of the things that they know are going to happen and that they're really going to look forward to, while also getting in those last real summer experiences that they want to make sure to have.
Let's say a parent is having all of these conversations back to maybe the anxiety of a new school year, and it seems as though maybe it's not really just jitters, maybe they're seeing a pattern, or they're just noticing their child is just more anxious. At what point do you maybe seek help for your child in this situation?
Right. Yeah, anxiety alone isn't necessarily unhealthy, but it can reach levels where it can cause some problems for kids. And we look for impairment. And that would be a sign where you might need to bring them into their pediatrician or a therapist, either through the community or a clinic or school-based therapist, setting that up ahead of time. One thing we look for is changes. And so if they're having changes in their sleep or in their eating, if they are grinding their teeth or having more headaches or stomach aches, sometimes those somatic symptoms are clues. And then first trying to teach them some strategies, like putting both of their feet on the ground and focusing on their breathing, using that really powerful tool of breath, and then their 5 senses to self-soothe. And even their thoughts. So thinking about, how are you thinking about this and how can we think about it differently? And if that's not enough, then for sure seek professional help.
Well, Dr. Paper, thank you so much for this advice. I feel like parents are probably going through this already. Each of our questions, there's maybe one stage of it or all of them together. So hopefully the kids will be ready for the next school year, one that, of course, is going to have a lot of unexpected things, but we're all just going to hope for the best for sure.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.